I was trying to go live for like the last 30 minutes. The fuck wrong with this shit? What up, though? Damn. It kept saying that I didn't have no internet or some shit. Anyway, what up? What it do? Fuck it. It wouldn't let me add anybody. What's up, though? I had a title, I had a damn thumbnail and everything. I added at the end of it, though. But it wouldn't let me add nothing. Like, I tried like 18 times. And that took like 45 minutes. No, it didn't take that long. What's up? I'm finna read some energy. What it do? It's Leo, Sun, Sag, Moon. But let's pull the energy for the moment, though. Let's see what we got going on this nice, what today is? What today is? Wednesday? Okay. Card deck upside down. Now, some of these cards are upside down, inside out. But I'm gonna keep it like that, though. But for the most part, they're upright. Okay, Mercury and the moon in the reverse. I think Wednesday is a Mercury day, right? And the moon in the reverse. I don't know what that's talking about. We know the moon represents our emotions, though. So, communication is Mercury. And the moon is kind of like the opposite to me, because the Mercury will be like the logical brain. The moon would be like the emotional right brain. And maybe since the Mercury is going through retrograde in Virgo at the moment, and I think it's on the cusp of Leo. Somebody said, I think. If I'm not, I need to put something in front of there. But since that's the case, maybe you're going over things that you didn't think were logical, or things that you deemed not real because your emotions couldn't process them correctly. Some people don't know how to bring the left and the right brain together and be able to see the reality of the whole scope. And I just got through encountering a situation like that. So that's also why I'm a mirror. It always be like that, whatever. Yeah. But not all the time. Let me not say that. But I had intended for that to be a part of the message. So if I wanted to be all the time, yeah, it is. So I had kind of intended for that energy to be a part of it. So let's see what Elf Spirit got to say about that, because I like 3 cards. Y'all excuse my ashy hands. I need one more energy. We were talking about that Mercury being in the upright, because we just got, for the people that just coming in, the Mercury and the moon in the reverse. You know, Mercury's in retrograde right now in Virgo, I think. And I think it's on the cusp of Leo. Okay. Too many cards. And we got the moon in the reverse. And I was, well, you don't have to rewind. Fuck all that. I'm just gonna pull this one. And Uranus, yeah. That's the energy too, because the communications or the reality that you was able to perceive prior, because you weren't using the right brain and the left brain together. I ain't gonna say you, but I'm just saying the world, the energy, and the collective, hopefully, because I feel that the collective is always going through an elevation and whether they're evolving or de-evolving, but either way it goes, still is an ongoing cycle of something. And these Uranian ideas and perspectives that's now out in the world, and energies that's now out in the world, some people may not be used to that shit emotionally, and their emotions could be, hold on, what's up, their emotions could have a hard time believing that this shit is real. And not only that goes all the way down to the self. And that's the reason why the world is where it's at, because for so long people weren't able to believe. So let me keep that energy out, though. So we had that then Virgo right up under that. Down. I might as well keep that out too. Virgo is the energy of where Mercury is at the moment. So oh shit. And where's the moon? The moon currently is in Sagittarius, but we ain't gonna go that deep. Let me pull. Something told me to pull the affirmation deck. This is a new deck. I ain't used this one yet. So we're pulling the energies for the current moment. What y'all got going on? Probably not much. You came to hear what I had to say. We got the 2 of Wands. We know the Wands is fire energy. Sagittarius is where the moon is at so far. I don't want to pull the deck. Let me put the deck up because I ain't quite familiar right now. Let's go in the regular order. Let's pull the clarifying life deck. So the first card that came out, oh, well, 3 cards came out at the same time. So ain't that lovely? And I had got a sextile out of that other deck that I had saw, but I didn't necessarily want to just say that that's what it was. But this is probably a harmonious type of vibe or wave or energy that is happening, even though it could be a very upheavaling and different perspective with that Uranian energy coming out, and the emotions and the mind trying to find some equilibrium and some level ground and some understandings. And we know that these emotions and these thoughts play out in people, places, and things. So that's why I'm looking at it as a collective thing too, because the actual people in the world are beginning to have no choice but to know that their previous ideals were not on point like that. But it's kind of being a harmonious thing, since it's a harmonious and in alignment thing with the energies that's around right now and the people that's actually playing these things out. That's the reason why they had no choice but to come to the grips or the grasp of, yeah, something in my perceptions may not have necessarily been on point. Let me figure out. Hopefully people are trying to figure out what the new perspective is. But anyway, honest echoes. We got honest echoes in the upright. All these cards came out in the upright, I think, unless I picked them up whatever kind of way I picked them up. Yeah, I'm in a train. Choo choo. So listen to the whispers of your heart, for you know the whole truth. Yeah, that's your emotions. That's that right brain perspective. That part of the brain that people are, I'm gonna say, in the previous generation, we're just trying to catch up with, because in this time we're becoming more than, I ain't gonna say more than human, but as a human being, we are supposed to be evolving. As anything in the world, shit, a flower, you're gonna end up, even the flower begins to grow new species of flowers based off of all the accumulations of experiences that particular prototype had, as far as, you know, the beginning perspective. But as human beings, now our hearts are beginning to call to us and speak to us, and things in the inward world are becoming to be more aware, to where things cannot necessarily no longer be denied, especially since older generations and older people, thoughts and ideals, moral systems are dying off. I mean, that's a part of life. Everything dies off eventually. So in the upright, I mean, in the reverse, what we were in the past was the unwavering faith. That's that Christian religious vibe, hoping and praying that what you think somebody came up with you to believe is true. And it says, stand firm in your beliefs. Your steadfast spirit guides you through uncertainty. So you were being guided outside of that faith to know the truth and the honest echo, so that you can actually hear your fucking self. Like, and then we got the web of connections. And how is this happening? A lot of this shit is happening on the internet. Hey, shit, the web of connections. It don't matter. It don't mean that you have actual fucking connections with these people, that you're getting different insights and some type of confirmation and validation on your own inner truths. Because sometimes you need that. That's why we're in the 3D. Oh, I'm all out the camera. My bad, y'all. Sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need that's why we're in the 3 dimension. It takes you to be able to be aware of something else, so that you can have a thought about it and have an environment. So this is web of connection. I don't really want to talk about this, or should I just talk about it anyway. Weave your connections thoughtfully. So pay attention to the things that you are connecting to, because not everything that you're connecting to is actually a person either. You could be connecting to you could be connecting to a person's I don't know, any kind of shit. You could be connecting to a person's music. You could be connecting to an idea that somebody had made you triggered in your own mind, but by you having that connection, that's the only way that was a trigger. So be careful, or be aware of the things and the people and the things you're aware of too. Like, you have control of what you are aware of. This ain't got nothing to do with what my intentions were to talk about in the beginning before. Let me see. Anyway, I don't want to read that. That's why I was feeling slightly weary. Let's pull another deck. Man, I can't pay attention to this long ass chat, bro. I just can't. Let me see. Okay. Let's pull. Yeah, let's get to that. That was more of a left brain conversation. I don't talk about that. Let's pull some deep shit. Yeah, let's get to the meat. Let's get to the white meat that's close to the bone. Okay, this is the, what this is. This is the, oh, the archetype guidebook. Let me be interactive. What's fate? What you talking about, fate? I ain't finna fuck with the chat because y'all ain't gonna actually respond. So let me chill. So the ring. Look at it like my shirt a little bit. The ring. Okay. We know that the ring is the connection to some shit that is infinite. We're in a number 8 year as well. We're gonna see what that's hitting for in a minute. Hold on, let me pull 2 more. We're gonna see what that's hitting for in a minute. Let's pull 2 more. We got the shadow. I told you this deck right here kind of get to the white meat up that's close to the bone. The shadow. And even in the shadows, you can see something that you may not necessarily be able to make out. You can know that you're missing a point, but can't really know the significance of the point that you're missing until it's too late type shit. But we're not gonna go that deep into the shadows because we kind of nah, I'm gonna read for what's going on. Okay, we got 2 more cards came out. Do I want these cards? Yeah, we're gonna the Bible. Damn, I left my Bible deck in the house. I should have got it. I'm gonna go get it. No, I ain't gonna do that. Okay, and the shaman. Yeah, this type shit. I wish I would have paid attention to the position that they came out. I know this came out in the upright though. So let's dig into that real quick. Let's dig in that. The ring. First we had the ring come out. Look at her. And I'm sure this deck classifies the cards. So the ring, I believe, is used as a tool. We're gonna see. Yeah, it's a tool. How can you use a ring for a tool? Think about that to yourself real quick while I look up the deck. So this is number 57. This is change that is becoming something brand new type shit. 179 is the page number. This is an individual becoming aware of a whole different realm that they weren't privy to, and they may be out of a cycle or be left behind based on that 9 right there, and based on this being a new energy, some new shit. The ring, what it is, number 179. I'm speaking for whoever watching at the moment. Okay. The ring is an image of connectedness rather than viewing life as linear, as a series of progressive achievements. The ring challenges us to sense the cyclical, infinite nature of our world and experiences, beginnings and endings. And see, that's what we were talking about earlier in that conversation, how the individual was saying that nothing in the world changes. This is the old mentality, old perspective. No, it's certain things in the world that don't necessarily change, but that ain't got nothing to do with our possibilities. You know, that saying there's nothing new under the sun. That's one of those things that them Christians or people that's religious or indoctrinated like to cling on to, even if that's not the actual saying, but it's a belief in them, because they don't want to believe that things change. Because if things change, that means that they are doing the change, or who else is doing it other than God? Because the core knowing is that there can't be something that created us, because if that's the case, who created it? Whether a person actually want to go down that line of reasoning or not, their spirit has no choice but to be aware of that. And based off of the energies that we're having right now, and we're privy to just by where we at and who we are around in the new world that this is, people, that is the core. You see that core right there, that diamond or that damn star? That shit has no choice but to be activated, and I don't give a damn if you're 90 years old. So it's that type shit, and these are the things that's in the shadow. And when those things get provoked, whether it comes from the collective having to trigger something about the truth of life, when it gets provoked and activated, other parts of the shadow are also being revealed as well, whether you like it or not. but you probably wouldn't like it in the beginning because it's something that you hid from the whole time any fucking way. But once you continue to go in the shadow, because you need not be afraid. Why would you want to live in fear? You need not be afraid. So the courage of that, the common sense of that, will give you courage to go head on up in there, and then before you know it, it ain't nothing to be afraid of, because you are all of that. So how can you be afraid of yourself? Unless, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's do that motherfucking make. But let's read it on. Oh, hold up. I ain't even got to. Wait a minute. Where the ring at? So, I already read the ring. Let's read the shadow. Well, let me read some more of the ring. This is the ring. It says, for this reason, the reason I just said, even though I don't even know, I forgot what I said. It's no surprise a ring is worn on the finger to represent eternal love. I guess that's the reason why people, okay, that surpasses space, time, and worldly things. And we know feminine is also circulus, whatever. So much can be projected onto this archetypal image because it mimics the Earth's orbit around our great sun. I don't want to read that anymore. Okay, the shadow. What number is that? Because it's about what I just said, even though that probably, but I'm talking about what I'm talking about right now. The shadow. Okay, the shadow is number 28. That's relationships and being aware of something else, and that causing that number 8 energy, that circulatory infinite. You being able to jump into some magical shit just by you being aware of something else. Okay, and it's number 117. That's the individual and another individual. See, this is the energy. So if you don't know, one is the individual, there's another individual. We know that 1 + 1 equals a product. So the product that this 1 and 1 is making is number 7. And number 7 is that brand new world that you experience for the first time type shit, magical shit. But it's also like, to explain 7 to me, I haven't got the grasp of how I explain it. I don't know if you already understand it for yourself, but if you don't, look that shit up. 117. Do your own shadow work. That's important to do that. People like me, anything that you see throughout the day that you can get a lesson from, these are tools. It's not something that you're supposed to cling on to too tightly. It's okay because we do live in the 3D realm, but you also have to be able to be independent too. You got the brain, you got to have all aspects, some percentage level as far as your equilibrium and calibration system goes of all of these awarenesses and abilities, and be able to be independent in all of these things too. Even down to eating, you don't have to eat. So if you don't have to eat, you don't got to be around another person for a little while just because you. Anyway, that's your shadow. Let me get out your shadow. Let me just read it for what the books say real quick. Although every card in the archetypes deck has a shadow potential, every card in this deck has a shadow potential. This card asks us to delve into the qualities of the shadow itself. So you'll have to actually illuminate yourself so that you can even see what's in the shadows, because the shadows also have some type of weight, else they wouldn't even be something that's causing a cause and effect somewhere. So whether it's a negative inward, like I wish I had, let me just read. So we often think that the shadow can be purified, illuminated, and made right through effort and achievement, when that has nothing to do with the shadow. Like that ain't got nothing to do with, like, that's actually other people's projections of their shadows and how this world was created, and you not even realizing that. Anyway, so by rejecting parts of ourselves, hold on, wait a minute. However, it is typically the case that our lofty pursuit of ascension and perfection is the very source of shadow material itself. Hold on, what did it say? Our lofty pursuit of ascension and perfection is the very source. Yeah, that's what I said. The very source of the shadow material itself is you thinking that you're supposed to live up to these things that got nothing to do with the spirit. By rejecting parts of ourselves and the world, we begin to separate from the world, because you got to look at these ugly energies, these ugly feminine energies, these ugly thoughts, masculine energies, and realize that is not conducive, and it's not a loving mate, and it's not a loving relationship that you're having with yourself. You're gonna have to reject that. And then when you reject that, people in your actual life are gonna have to fall off, whether willingly or involuntarily, or whether it be some type of thing that you have to pull yourself away from. Either way it go, if you are doing your shadow work, you'll know whether or not you're doing it right. You ain't got to know whether you're doing it right or wrong. You'll know that you're these things happen because they must, type shit. By rejecting parts of ourselves in the world, we begin to separate from the whole. Rather than getting to know the qualities and content of our shadow, we busy ourselves with avoiding its presence because you're always at work. You might always got to listen to the radio all day long, or you might always got somebody in your goddamn ear nagging you. You might be in a flunked out ass relationship that you can't stand, but it's by due to the living situations and conditions you must continue in. Do some shadow work on that. That will begin to fall off for default. Shit like that. You may not be able to control the formalities and the act, like the when you get to a red light you must stop. We know that you can't change that, but you don't know you can change the other things about how that happens. Though you might don't get to the light when it's red based off of whatever you had going on prior, and it starts within yourself, wherever your mind and your spirit is at. Anyway, I'm trying to merge two different conversations together at the moment, so chill. This is denial. When the card appears, it is time to take inventory of those things that you have been denying. When the mind responds with no, anything but that, you are touching the shadow. So yeah, when you are afraid to go into a thought, for instance, you could, man, I ain't gonna go that deep, because it's certain thoughts that is not necessary, but it's certain thoughts that are beneficial. Like, say for instance, you have a ailment, and to me, you can heal these things from the inside out. You can meditate, go within yourself, oil that wound or that whatever that is, burn it, whatever. Like if you got a headache, I used to have headaches. I would go inside of myself and put feathers inside of my blood vessels and shit like that. Sometimes those types of things are scary, and if you don't know what you're doing, you may, I ain't gonna say you may fuck up, because you got to go through the process in order to know what you're doing. So I ain't trying to scare you from doing that, but sometimes you can go inside of yourself and be afraid and implant a fear based just because you're in the wrong space. But that's okay. If you are actually trying to do the shadow work, you got to continue to fuck up just like you do in life. You got to bump your knee, you got to bump and stump in real life in order to learn how to walk. Same shit with the shadow. So you need not fear whether you get finished with this unraveling of the inward self in this lifetime or not. At least you got started. But hopefully we ain't finna, I'm just saying, some people don't want to do shadow work because they feel like they have accumulated way too much karma and shit. It ain't no point in looking back now. Continue to be a demon. But you know, even if you are in that space, it still is beneficial to start unraveling, and you'll have I don't want to say blessings, you'll have convictions and pleasant things to the spirit that will occur, that will balance the scales when it comes to what you are afraid of. And that's what's going to make it be nothing to be afraid of. Oh, we got one more card. Let me read the motherfucking chat. Fuck! Damn, I don't want to read the chat. Let me delete this bit. I can't, baby. I just can't. I ain't got time. Uh-oh. I just don't got time, boo-boo. I might well hide you, period. Yeah. Get her out of here, bitch. And that's how we got to do with emotions and shit. Thoughts and feelings. Perfect example. It doesn't matter that she was running this bitch up. At the end of the day, that was a clutter. And I ain't have time, baby. So, the shaman. The shaman is a self. Is it a self? Let's see. I'm thinking that the shaman would be a part of the self or the initiation. No, hold on. First of all, let me look at it. Let me go off of what I fucking know. The shaman, because this is a very intuitive deck anyway, and we already know this is part of the inward world. Then we got the snake, the feminine, the emotion, the death realm, and we got the hand above. That's, to me, represents the external world, reaching into itself and seeing all the things that's inside of it. Whether you're afraid of it, you may choose to be afraid of your snakes and your whatever roaches and shit you might got inside of yourself. But clean that shit up, you'll be able to see the diamonds and all that shit right there. And once you clean your own shit up, you'll be able to help somebody else. Sometimes you needed help. Hey, that's why we live in this 3D world. So it's for you to help others as well, in order for the world to actually fucking change, type shit. Watch my girl navigate through the darkness, cast in this space, children. She carries the axe into the wild woods, fuck you saying, and her eyes will shine the path. That type shit. That's that shaman type shit. That's my girl, the Hang Empress. Y'all tap in to the Hang Empress if you haven't. Like, subscribe, and watch the videos. She one of those. She one of them. So, yeah. That's what time we on. To become aware of all of these things, because there's nothing to be afraid of. You shouldn't worry about anything if you know what you know. But if you don't know what you know, then yeah, you're going to have shit to worry about. And that is going to, of course, not be a beneficial thing. And then I'm talking about worry and the Virgo come in. But that's a, you know. So let me see where we at with it. Oh, let me pull the empathic deck, because I already pulled 3 of those. Okay. This is a well, I guess tarot in general, since I don't necessarily read the details. I be wanting to low key go into the details of this person and think about what's gonna happen tomorrow type shit, but it's just easier for me to keep it rudimentary. Word that I learned from my girl. What's up, Seneca Bradley? Got to lick them thumbs. I love y'all. Let me see. We're gonna pull 3 of these. Okay, that one jumped out in the reverse. Non-duality. Doesn't that look similar to that other? Here you go. The shadow. It looks quite similar. So at the bottom of the deck, we got the heart chakra. Okay. Do I got the deck upside down or something? Like, kinda. But we're gonna go with it because some of them ain't upside down. The present. Now let me put the deck right side up. Because at that present moment, you can always stop what you're doing and shift the mood. You can change your thoughts and feelings. You can continue on a more, you know, rightful path. Well, not continue, because if you realize that you done fucked up, you weren't doing what you needed to do. But at any moment, you can realize that. And when you realize that, you can flip the script. Just as I corrected the position of the deck. I ain't corrected. I really just changed it because I saw the percentage level was in the reverse more than it was in the upright. So this is the calibration system, but I might be doing too much. The moon, it came out both ways. The moon, number 24, 2 going into the 4. That's a relationship, or you being aware of something else, having some stable ground, some confirmation, some validation, and it's coming from the inward space. You being able to be comfortable and for sure about the things that you feel and what you in yourself that cause you to know, based off the things you feel and the reactions and the external perception that's confirming that makes you have a knowing. But before we get there, we got the non-duality in the reverse, and that's 4 and 9. That's the structure or the solidification or what you thought you were standing on. And quickly, before I even get to the 9 energy, I felt Sagittarius. That's long travel and expanding your morality. I can say mortality, your morality, but we also know that 9 is the ending. So it's an end to some of the structures and the things that we thought were stable. Some of those things have to end because we stayed on one side or the other too long without seeing and then we got into the gray area and got confused. But before we were supposed to be seeing either of these, we were supposed to be the observer and be able to perceive them both and then bring them together on our own so that God didn't have to do that shit. Anyway, present was in the reverse. The present moment is in the reverse. So people not being aware of the present moment, too busy being wrapped up in life and shit. That's the environment 3 going into the magic and it being in the reverse. So you're being thrown into this brand new world, not prepared though, because you're not even aware of the present moment, but yet your present moment has changed and you're not even aware of that. Damn, that's fucked up. Anyways, I'm finna dip though. We got 10. No, I ain't gonna pull that. It was fire. Well, how long I been on? 30 minutes? Yeah. Do you have faith in God? What is God? I don't know what that is, because it depends on what you say God is, because what I look at is God, and if I were to answer that question based on the way I view it, we might get misunderstood and things be misinterpreted. So I don't know what you mean. I'll answer the question if you tell me what you mean. Because I'm finished pulling cards at the moment. It looked like the individual left up. Whatever. Whatever, bitch. So I know what she mean though. Do you believe in God? I know what she probably thought she meant, but I can't. I'm the truth. I can't answer her question based off of what she talking about. I got to answer what's true to me. So that's why I said that. So do I have faith? I pretty much know that all of these things, like I'm pretty aware of the things that just are. Like when I get to the red light, I got to stop. When the sun comes up in the 6 a.m., it's time for me to get up. Like I know the awareness of the routine and the pattern, but when it comes to faith in something else, because in order to have faith of anything, that means you don't know and you don't even believe it yet. In order for you to even believe something, you first got to have faith in it. I done came a little bit beyond that. I don't necessarily want to have faith in something. I mean, unless it's something brand new that I have to create myself. So when it comes to faith, yeah, I got faith in God then. See, I had to go down a line of reason for myself. Yeah, I got faith in God because what I deem as God is what is all possible. And the things that has not even happened yet, the nothing. And me being able to create what I want. So hell yeah, I got faith in God and from that perspective. But that was like a multifaceted question for me. Because what you look at as God, it's not even something. I don't even know what that is. What people be looking at as God, I don't got faith in. Because I don't know what you're talking about. There's so many of y'all gods. I don't know. Hell no. And I can answer that because I don't know what you're talking about. No, I don't got faith in that God. The fuck is you talking about? You got to explain what you're saying. And that's the time that we're in as far as the collective. The collective is coming to these types of common sense blockages. Because I can't even answer the question because first it don't make common sense. So those are the blockages that these people are coming to, whether it's through people, conversations, situations that make them look at their own self like, damn, that was dumb as fuck. Like God straight up showing you and telling you through your actual reality and what you're observing that yeah, you need to think twice about whatever you thought prior. That's the shit that we're coming to at the moment. But I like that shit. I love it. The card with the circle reminds me of the Pisces sacred geometry. I see that symbol like a union or just an occurrence. Any who appreciate the message, yeah, it's like synchronicity. That's how synchronicities happen, based on the cycles that life has no choice. But that's one of those knowings that I ain't gonna go into the previous conversation, but that's one of those things that, yeah, we can't change that. No, and that's good. At least it is something in this world that we can be assured of. The fact that we are going to go through cycles. And those cycles create synchronicities by default. And when you're aware of the synchronicities, even if you don't know what they mean, when you are just becoming aware of, damn, what the fuck, and you actually don't have faith but believe you don't have no choice but to know because you saw it. Once you get past that and you start being able to correlate those synchronicities to life, and you know what I'm saying? What was the point though? Oh, I was reading her comment, and that's how that shit works. That's how these cycles, that's how life is. That's what life is. It's a cycle. And depending on how you look at whatever cycle you're within, and depending on how you look at it, depends on what you know about it and what you understand about your current reality. And life, God is telling you all day long based on the things that you're not fully aware of, because it's a lot of times we can know we're missing a point. We can know like, damn, it's something I ain't catch. But by you not being aware, you're like, well, fuck it, it don't matter. Just a coincidence. No, bitch, I'm sorry. No, baby, that was important. And if you don't look at that for what it is at the moment, the next time the synchronicity or the cycle continues to accumulate, it's going to be very evident, whether it be for the good or for the bad. But it's better to be in awareness of, so that you can have more information on what you're dealing with as far as your actual life is concerned. You create what you want, so you're your own God. No, I ain't say I was my own God, because what is God? Like, a bird don't know that word, so why we gotta even say that? Because the word God got too much baggage on it for me to concur with you on that. So when they say God, no, I ain't saying I'm God. Because first of all, if I were to relate the word God to what I know, God is all things and nothing at the same time. I'm not that. That's what I look at as God. All possibilities and nothing at all. I can't be that. So now I'm not God, but I am the Lord of my environment and my reality. I kind of have more domain on what happens in my life than you do, or anybody else. Or I can choose not to, and I can let somebody else control it. But I choose to do what the fuck I want to do and build off of that, and don't allow certain things to invade what I got going on as much as I can. So in that perspective, I mean, I don't want to say that perspective because that word God, period, I don't want to use that right now. Because I ain't talking about that. I ain't talking about what you talking about. You're playing in the kingdom of darkness. You don't know if you're... No, you don't know, Randy, if you're going to fall into the pit of hell. And that's what I was just talking about. You knowing that you're missing the point, but not being able to catch it based off of you living backwards for not just all your life, but from eons to eons in your last reincarnation. You had that mentality, and now you created a blockage so thick you can't even see the common sense in what I'm saying. You should be able to see common sense in anything. You should be able to look at a tree and look at it and actually see, oh, it makes sense how this tree is growing and how that color changes to... Fuck, hold on, y'all. Damn, my bad. Yeah, you should be able to look at anything and see the common sense of it. So if you can't see the common sense of it, don't matter if I was listening to a madman drunk as hell talking. I can hear what he's saying and get some type of whatever. I can see what it means. It don't matter. You should be able to see some type of common sense in it. If you can't, then that means you're paying attention to shit that don't matter too much, and you can't even see what's important in life at any given moment like you should be able to. Because we're humans at this point. We're no longer animals like that. Some of y'all are. But some humans are trying to transform into something that's beyond just the animalistic parts of life. Because the animalistic parts of life is things that you can see. But it's shit about life that you can't see, but you still have control over, and it affects you regardless. So what happened to that? The God of this age has... Man, I don't want to read that dumbass shit, but I ain't going to block you, though, because you may be the main motherfucker need to hear what I'm talking about. One can, quote, regurgitate thoughts of others, but can you see for yourself? Because what you're saying, Randy, it holds weight, but not from your perspective. I'm going to read it. Let me read it. Because the perspective you're looking at it from is only one-sided. I can look at it from a satanic Luciferian side. But if I can bring both of those things together, I can make it make sense, right? So let me see what you're talking about. Oh, you're playing... No, I read that. The God of this age has blinded the minds of unbelievers. Right. Unbelievers, people who don't believe the obvious. You. How are you going to not believe in you? So you'd rather believe in somebody else. So based off of that, your eyes are blinded. What else you say? And this is... Never mind. This is how scriptures are misinterpreted. Based on you not being able to see the full circle of what could be being said at the moment. Because it could be talking about what you're talking about. If it was a person that was lost in a fairy tale, being the one that said that shit. But it could also, the common sense of it, you got to make it make sense so that you can actually use it if you're going to hold it on such a pedestal of importance. You got to make these things, because really they're not even important. I'm reading what you're saying, and I could make it important. As you have made that morality system so important in your heart. But from my perspective, it's gibberish. I don't even, because it could mean anything to me at any moment. So let me read it though. So they cannot see the light of the gospel. Okay, what is light? That's information. That's the obvious truth. The gospel that you're talking about is the Bible. You can't even see the obvious light of what it's trying to tell you. It's trying to let you, everything that you believe about it, that's the opposite of what it's trying to tell you. But y'all live backwards, just like the Bible said. So for the people that's having this warped perspective of what the Bible is saying, realize that it's talking about you. When it's speaking on the Pharisees and all them, whatever. See, I came from the church. I was raised in the church off of default, being adopted. So that allowed me to, you know how the scriptures say that even the devil knows the word? You can call me what you want, but that's my inward understanding of knowing what the fuck they was trying to say as far as the preacher. For what we preach is not ourselves, but Jesus Christ is Lord. Do you know what Jesus represents? Jesus is supposed to be the example of what you can accomplish. You're supposed to look at Jesus or anybody else who's in their power. And you can only be in your power if you know who you are and you're fully your unique individual self. You should be able to look at them as an example of what you can become, not for you to become that what they are. And for 2,000 years, people are steady trying to embody what Jesus wasn't even talking about. But anyway, y'all don't... So let me see. So they cannot see the light of the gospel that displays the glory of Christ. The Christ. Whenever you see a picture of Jesus, don't you see a bright light that looks like the sun? So what are we talking about? Never mind. Yeah, you're gonna have to do your own work. I can't go that deep right now, because you ain't gonna get that part. But I can see it. Just because you can't, that don't mean that I'm supposed to steady hang on to what you talking about, because what you talking about to me is retarded. So repent. I don't want to read no more of that bullshit. And plus I gotta go, because that phone call was my cue. I got to complete a situation. I gotta go pick somebody up. So peace out, y'all. Hold on, what the last? Okay, peace out, y'all. I hope, Brandy, you got a word, because that's a real word. I'll holler at y'all. I fuck with y'all. See y'all later. Bye.